but like, you don't want to be the last one at the party. You kind
Yeah.
of want to leave,
Yeah.
right? Did she quit, you think, just because like of you guys, like just the pregnancy and like you were like, please quit? Or you think,
Yeah.
you think that was,
I think that we played a big part in it. I think that she just couldn't take it anymore. She realized this isn't a healthy environment. Those women can be very harsh and mean sometimes. And I'm not saying Kim can't either, because she definitely knows how to hold her own, but you really have to fuck with her to piss her off, because we're like so, I feel like, unbothered by everything. We're just like, fuck it, whatever. The bitches are crazy, moving on. But you really have to piss her off to get her riled up. And
I think so.
I told her the other day, I was like, oh my God, you should go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. And she was like, never in my life will I go back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. That show is fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but everybody's talking about how boring it is this season. Like, all my friends are like, your mom needs to go back on it. It's so fucking boring. She needs to bring the entertainment. I honestly think that they should do a show with Kim, Nene, Sheree, and I wanted just the OGs, but Phaedra really brings some good commentary. Okay. I love Phaedra. So I think that would be a good, if they could get them back together, if they could at least do something different in Atlanta. I just think, the way that Real Housewives of Atlanta is going lately, it's not really getting a good rap anymore.
Well, first of all, Brielle, we're going to get to all the stuff you have going on in life now, but maybe, there's a job for you behind the gates at Bravo as a producer, because I think that sounds like the best idea ever.
Right? Who do I need to talk to? I'm going to call Andy after this.
I mean, Sheree, Kim, and Nene, and Phaedra. Okay, that I would watch.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of friends that are like, oh, it's really boring this past season. It's gone downhill.
All my friends are like, everybody's complaining about how fucking boring and dull these bitches are now. And like, they want Kim to come back. They think it would be amazing. Like, it would just, switch the vibe up. And I'm sure it's boring. I mean, I don't really watch it, but the episodes I have seen, some of the women that are still on the show, it's like, I feel like they don't really bring a lot. You have to like really be on your A game to be on a show like that.
People want to be entertained. And you say Nene should be there too, even though I know her and Kim have had their differences over the years.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally a love-hate relationship with them too. I think that they've been through a lot. They've known each other so long, and they just know how to get on each other's nerves. But at the end of the day, I think that they're probably both pretty loyal to each other.
Did you ever get caught up like in the drama, like you were around it, like it wasn't your job, other than the fact that it affected you and you're crying and you're like, please, mom, don't ever go back. Like, were you like, oh, I hate that one. I hate that one, just because of it's your family and it was affecting your mother?
The only time that I ever really got involved was with the Kenya situation when we were at Nini's house. And I guess it's the same day with the roaches thing, but that story to me is just so ridiculous. It was so blown out of proportion. I had no clue that was going to happen. I deleted the video 2 seconds after I posted it, because my friend that I was with there was like, oh my God, there's like bugs in the background of the video. So I was honestly trying to do something nice, but I don't know.
That's when you're like, okay, wait, this is how reality TV works. Like one little thing becomes a whole thing.
Something that I thought was like that children are always off limits. And I mean, I was 20 at the time, or 19 whenever this happened. So I get it. I'm like grown, or I was, on my way to becoming like a real woman. But, my mom always said, don't mess with my money, my man, or my kids. So I thought we were all off limits here, but I guess not. It's okay.
What about, and you actually said to Kim, like, go back to RHOA? Like, that's what you told her recently?
Yeah, like just the other day, I was like, you should go back because apparently it's so boring. And she was like, they don't have enough money for me. And then I told her that we should do the Nene, Sheree, Phaedra on her show. And she was like, no, I would be down for that.
You heard it here first, people. Listen, you have to text Andy when this is over, Brielle, please.
Let's get it cranking.
Seriously. And they have to give you a producer credit because, this was where it started. What about, then in 2012 at the end of RHOA, after Kim left for her, the end for her, one of the first ever spinoffs of a family in Bravo history, like Don't Be Tardy. How was that? Like when your mom said, hey, we're getting our own show.
We didn't know that it was actually going to be more than just the wedding special, but the ratings were so good that they offered it to us, thankfully. And it's been one of my biggest blessings in my life. It's brought me so many opportunities and things like that. So I'm very grateful for Bravo in that sense in the show. But I didn't really know what to expect. It was totally different because it was centered around us. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just tagging along with my mom. It's like they're interested in my life and what's going on. And it was really cool too, because we had some of the same producers that we had on Real Housewives. So I had these, connections with them. So I've known them and they really become your family. But I didn't really realize the depth of it until like my freshman year is when we started filming, and towards the end of it is when it aired. And I was bullied. People were so mean to me. They were like, oh, she thinks she's like the shit because she's on a show. But I am so like an introverted extrovert that I didn't really talk to anybody that I didn't know. I'm not going out of my way to like say hi. I don't really care to have friends. Like I have my friends already. So I guess people just thought I was like standoffish because of that. And I actually got bullied so much. I got beat up. I was in the counselor's office like every single day. I would leave after third period every single day because it was just so traumatizing for me. I got punched and my hair pulled out by like one of my girls that I thought was one of my best friends. So I left that school. But
Wow.
I think that it just made me grow up really quick. I had to learn not to trust anybody, not to believe the comments. It shows more of a reflection of like who they are than who you are. And I'm in a way, I'm grateful for that because I don't think I'd be as strong as I am right now if I didn't go through all of that. And seeing some of my friends who, life was easy, they're like coming to me crying all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, toughen up. This is nothing, So I'm very grateful.
And you got bullied like in school physically just because you were on this show?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And my mom knew. She told me a week before this girl beat me up at lunch. I was sitting right next to her. She told me a week before she slept over my house and she goes, she doesn't like you. And I said, yes, she does. I sit with her at lunch every day all year. Like we're friends. She goes, no, she doesn't. She's so jealous of you. She hates you. She wants to be you. She's not your friend, Brielle. And I'm like, you barely talk to her. She's like, trust me, I know. Like I can see the way she looks at you, the way she treats our things in our home. She's not your friend. And then literally like 3 days later, I got beat up.
See, all of Kim's training on RHOA like led her to be able to suss this out.
Yeah.
It is true though, like bullying is just jealousy. It's like someone has their own insecurity and it's something about you just living your life causes an insecurity in them. And rather than deal with it, that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Now I'm bullied every single day, but online versus in person. So I've been bullied every day for as long as I've been on TV. What is it, like 13 years now? I've been bullied since 2000.
Did you ever go down? Because like, if you look at your social media with your 1.3 million Instagram followers, bravo, I am nowhere near there, nor will I possibly ever be. Like, you seem so confident. Like because you basically just say, like, you stick up the middle finger and say like, fuck you, this is me, I'm living my life, which is so commendable. You would think that you would always be that way. You know what I mean? Like, but it sounds like, did you go down that